what do we mean by religious liberty? And the first claim that's made for religious liberty might be what is referred to as the metaphysical claim. And it's a metaphysical claim that my relationship with the God whose revelation has been preserved and transmitted by the community of which I am a member has liberated me from being subject to the processes of the world, and especially to ultimate death. That has redeemed me from death, has redeemed me or my community of which I am part from, as it were, going the way of all flesh. That is the most important sense of religious liberty, but it's not the sense I'm dealing with in this book. The second sense of religious liberty might be referred to as the sociological notion of religious liberty, and that is that I believe we have a claim to be able to worship God any way we want to worship God, or not worship God, affirm God or not affirm God, and the question which God and out of which tradition, which is normally considered to be religious liberty. Certainly the metaphysical claim is not controversial in many circles, simply because any metaphysical claim is considered to be ridiculous. So if people want to maintain this, as long as they're not harming anybody, well, okay, let them have their fantasies. As for the sociological claim, there would seem to be little objection to that a group of people want to get together and go through certain rites and practices and whatever. These are private associations, and it's no different than any other form of recreation. Some people like to go to a church or a synagogue. Some people like to go to a health club. Some people like to play video games. As far as that's concerned, little questioning. The questioning of religious liberty arises in the context of, do I have the liberty, will society protect my right to bring the moral insights of my religious tradition into public discussion? That is what is extremely controversial. It's controversial because the argument is that a moral perspective formed in a religious context, and what one means by a religious context is not a deistic notion of religion, of somehow worship of God, the creator of nature, but rather a very specific sort of worship, the God who reveals himself to Moses and the children of Israel at Mount Sinai, the God who reveals himself through Jesus of Nazareth, the God who speaks to Muhammad. The notion that I can bring these moral principles, even moral norms, into public discussion is problematic from two sides. It's problematic from a secular society itself, and I would define a secular society as not an officially atheistic society, but a society that does not take its warrant from any particular revelation. A society that does not take its warrant from any particular revelation. Now, in that sense, if I am bringing my perspective from this very particularistic, historically situated community of which I've grown up and whose tradition I have accepted and am attempting to transmit and interpret and transmit, then is it not, the question is, who are you to ram your religion down everybody's throat? It's very nice for the people who in your community who want to live that way. That's okay, as long as it doesn't harm anybody else. But the notion that you should bring this into the public square is something which is considered to be illegitimate.